All right, it is April 1st. I'm on my second Goldbelly delivery, and today's Goldbelly delivery is, first of all, feel that cool air. This still rock hard ice pack, and inside an 8-pack of Pat's King of Steaks cheesesteaks. Looking forward to giving them a go. Now, before I start, just realize this is not a rating of who makes the best cheesesteak in Philadelphia. I've been to a dozen different places in Philly over my ballpark travels, and Pat's King of Steaks is absolutely a really good steak that I consider kind of like candy. I can eat it all the time. Is it the best? That's an argument for a different time. But next up, we'll dive into this. All right, you take these out of the box. You can see this is a 8-pack. They had a great promo going on, buy 4, get 4 free. We will not talk about the value of spending as much money as I did on cheesesteaks, but they're going to taste good. Got sides whiz there, and heat for 10 to 14 minutes. Now, heat and serve within 24 hours. There are only 4 of us here, and one of them does not eat beef. So all that means is I'm going to put on some weight this week. Dig it. All right, so here's the first steak. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Instructions on these are to go ahead and basically throw them on this cookie sheet, heat them at 300 for 10 to 14 minutes. Now, my first observation is I got to tell you, I've had cheesesteaks, and this thing is pretty light on meat. So we'll see how that translates. Certainly the bread feels good, so that's nice. Meat inside looks good, maybe able to kind of balloon up, but first impressions is this thing could use a little more meat. But we'll see how it turns out. And I just turned this back on because my wife and kid are laughing in the other room because I'm pretty sure that's what she said. Okay, crisis averted. When I opened these up, they were pretty flat. I thought, maybe they were light on the meat, but my wife just explained that no, they were just cold. So what I did instead is I opened them up, kind of fluffed up this meat a little bit, kind of open it up to make it so it'll heat a little more evenly. And now it looks a little more full, and certainly will look better once it's out of the oven and get some whiz on there. And let me just say, for whatever reason, my kid in the other room hearing that these sandwiches will taste better with whiz on them, they're just full of one-liners today. So far, we've got That's What She Said, we've got a shrinkage joke, and now we've got whiz. Clearly, we've been in quarantine way too long. All right, fresh out of the oven, did them at 10 minutes and then gave them a check. And even though I'd spread out the meat in the center was still a little bit chilly. So kind of stirred them up again, put them in, so they ended up being in there for about 14 minutes. Rolls are pretty crunchy, pretty crispy at this point. On the verge, quite honestly, of being a little too dry. But we'll see how the sandwiches turned out. All right, so I'm about halfway through my first sandwich. And here's what my first impressions are, having eaten at Pat's. And again, this is not a review of other cheesesteak places in Philly. I've had the good fortune of eating at quite a few. So this is not a review against other cheesesteaks. It's a review against Pat's and the Pat's I've had before. So I would tell you the sandwich overall still has that same clean flavor that the Pat's has. You know, Pat's is a pretty easy eat. I compared it to candy before, and that's because I can eat it like candy. My general observation, though, and this is one of the sandwiches right here, is that first of all, the tub of whiz that they sent is not enough for 4 sandwiches. So we've got 3 sandwiches, and the cheese on there is a little bit light. So first thing I would say is let's make that container a little bit bigger. My wife appreciates the roll. I think it's a little bit dry. I think the meat gets a little bit dry, which is something that happens anytime you're reheating something like this in the oven. But I would tell you, for a cheesesteak from Philly that you're ordering through the mail, it's going to beat cheesesteaks you can get at 99% of places anywhere other than Philly. So because of that, I'd still give this a thumbs up. I'd still say it was worth it, especially with the promo they had. When you buy 4, get 4, that made it definitely worth it for me. So yeah, make that cheese a little bit bigger container, and I'll keep eating it. Good thing is only 3 of us are eating steaks because I've got my kid that doesn't eat beef. So I've got another one for tomorrow, and I've got 4 more that I can start eating for tomorrow for dinner too. So I'm going to eat my fill here this next couple of days. So thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying Goldbelly. I know I am. And debating what we're going to do next. We'll figure it out. Take it easy.